Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, the 6th day of March, 2023. I hope you had a good weekend. Happy Monday to you. I hope you and your family had a good weekend and that everybody was safe and healthy. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are trying to save lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and parks, buildings clean and disease free. Blessings also upon those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. Also the victims of pornography, child pornography. The victims of prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators. Double curses on the profiteers, and double curses on the perverts who make these industries possible. Finally, blessings upon the homeless, nearly 600,000 men, women, and children living on the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Brethren, brethren, there was a basketball game last night in Boston where the Boston Celtics were playing against the New York Knicks. The Knicks had already beaten Boston Celtics by 15 earlier in the week, early last week. So this was the second game. Boston Celtics coming into the game, a half game from Milwaukee as the top seed in the East, sitting at number 2. The Knicks sitting at number 5, game and a half ahead of Brooklyn. And this had all the makings of a game the Knicks had no business winning. The Knicks won Friday night in Miami with Julius Randle hitting a 3 with 7/10 of a second left on the clock after he hit the 3. And that game, the Knicks had no business winning, and that was their 8th straight. Now the Knicks have won 9 straight games, matching the 9-game winning streak they had 2 years ago when they were the 4th seed in the East. Now, as we sit today, the Knicks are at 39 wins. This is the team that most, were saying wouldn't win more than 37 games this year. Most people were calling for Tom Thibodeau to be fired. Or should I say, I wouldn't say most for that one. Let's call that a lot. We're calling for Tom Thibodeau to be fired. There were even some calling for the removal of the whole front office and James Dolan to sell the team. These echoes are echoes from futility of the past, nightmares of the past, and generally people that need help with problems like drugs and alcohol, which they can get problem help for those problems. With that, some of the opioid crisis is serious in the United States, and the drug problem is a serious problem. So if you are having these issues, please go get help. There's help available to you. Just look up your social services in your area, because that could be part of the issue. But as it stands right now, there are only 16 games left in the regular season. The Knicks have won 39 games. I think it's a lock to say they're going to win at least 45 games. We had said 45 or more at the beginning of the season. It's a lock that they're going to win at least 45 games. I'm going to raise my expectation now conservatively to 47 games, 48 games. I think they can I'm going to say 48 games. They could probably do 48 games. It would be great if they did 50. And it is possible. I mean, they need to go down the stretch 11-5 to get 50. So they could definitely get 50. No doubt about that. But conservatively speaking, this is the league. It is tight. It is a fight down the stretch. So let's give them 48. I think they'll go 48 and 34. They are going to be at least the 5th seed in the East. It's going to be a battle between them and Cleveland. There seems to be a destined showdown between the Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers at this point. 4th and 5th are going to be between them two, and they're going to battle in the first round. That's going to be it. And it's going to be interesting because of all the people that are still whining about not getting Donovan Mitchell. Whereas the Knicks, without Donovan Mitchell, having kept Quentin Grimes and R.J. Barrett, are now battling with that same team for the 5th and 4th spot. in the East. The Knicks beat Boston yesterday in double overtime. Now, it was a thrilling game. I mean, it was all the drama that you would get in a playoff game. There was no doubt. If you watched the game, what you were witnessing was what it's like in the playoffs. That's what you're witnessing. That was a playoff atmosphere yesterday. But I want to say this honestly, and you know, I'm in Julius Hive. You know, I'm in Julius Randle Hive. Y'all know what I've been saying. I wanted him traded all the way up until this past summer. But after this past summer, you know, I realize he's going to be here, and then the performance he has had, I expect him fully to be All NBA again, second time in 3 seasons with the tutelage of one Tom Thibodeau. I expect him to, and he's already been now a 2-time All-Star in the last 3 seasons. But I want to tell you, the game would have never went into overtime if the final possession of the fourth quarter was in Emmanuel Quickley's hands. Emmanuel Quickley had the basketball and gave it to Julius Randle to take the last shot. Now, I get it, because Julius Randle is the guy that Tom Thibodeau trusts down the stretch. But Julius had a problem yesterday turning his back on double teams, and double teams kept coming from his blind side. At the end of one of the overtimes, he finally figured out they're gonna come at me when I turn my back, and he started looking to make that pass. Matter of fact, that's when he kicked by accident. He kicked Smart, and Smart, you know, got hit in the private area when Julius was trying to make the pass, because that was one they came across from his blind spot, and they were going to double him, and he was trying to make a pass out of it. He has to be able to do that in the playoffs, and I'm glad we had this game, because he's going to see that a lot. He turns his back, and teams come from his backside to double him and steal the basketball. And there's always somebody open. And RJ would be telling him, watch your backside, watch your backside. And he's got to pick this up. But that's what happened at the end of regulation. He had the basketball, he turned his back, and of course, you know, they doubled him from the blind spot. If Emmanuel Quickley had that last shot, it might not have went to overtime, because Emmanuel Quickley yesterday, let me tell you, Quick started in place of Brunson. And I was saying yesterday, the Knicks are not going to miss a beat. As great as Brunson is, Knicks not going to miss a beat with Quickley starting at the point guard. Like I said, at the end of last year, I was not with the Brunson sign in the beginning with the idea of signing him. And the reason I wasn't is because I thought, even though I'm deuce high, I thought Emmanuel Quickley deserved the opportunity to start at point guard and run the team, because he's just that good. And they signed Brunson, and Brunson won me over with his playoff performance last year. Once I saw him drop 40 in playoffs, okay, I said, okay, we can get this guy. Let's do it. I still didn't think he was worth $100 million, but then he got the $100 million, and now, as it turns out, all of us, you have learned he is worth the $100 million and then some. And you know, we're glad we got him. But he was out yesterday, and Quick came in, dropped 38, 8 boards, 7 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, including a big block at the end on Jaylen Brown. Major plays yesterday. And listen, what he did yesterday now everybody in the world knows he's gonna get a big contract. There's no doubt. The only question is, will he stay with the Knicks? Now, we talked about this. The issues that were going to arise as a result of Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickley. And I thought Emmanuel Quickley might leave because he can start. It's clear. Everybody can see it now. But some of us saw it a long time ago. He could start for a number of teams in the NBA as the point guard. Matter of fact, the one thing Miami Heat are missing right now is Emmanuel Quickley. Okay? If they started Emmanuel Quickley at the point, they would be very tough, because that's what they're missing. Kyle Lowry, coming from Villanova, had a nice career, made his bank, got his chip, but he's not the same dude, and he's not going to be able to lead them to victories in the playoffs the way he used to. Emmanuel Quickley is that guy, though. So that's what I'm saying. He could go to, I just use Miami as an example, but he could go to a number of teams and start. Okay? Question is, will they be able to keep him? I don't know that question answered. It's up to Emmanuel Quickley. Does he want to stay in New York and play the role he's playing now, which is a very good role for him, very comfortable role for him? Look, Brunson gets hurt, boom, we're not missing a beat. We don't even miss a stride. He just comes right in, Boom, it takes it over. Okay. Or does he want his own team? See, Brunson left Dallas because New York was offering him an opportunity to make $100 million and to have his own team. Okay, because Dallas was Luka's team. Well, the Knicks are Brunson's team. So does Quick want his own team, or will he stay here for a few more seasons and try to win a chip with the Knicks? Because it is entirely possible that the Knicks will win a championship in the next 3 seasons. So I don't know what he's going to do, but they better put that checkbook out and they better put it in front of his agent as soon as they can and sign this young man. I don't know how much money we're talking about. It's kind of interesting because, I mean, cap space, forget cap space, because you're dealing with your own players now, so Knicks can overpay. And if you're going to do that, like I said, the Knicks' future right now in terms of being a championship team, in terms of opening the championship window, you're only talking about the development of R.J. Barrett. That's all you're talking about right now. If R.J. Barrett was what he's going to be in 2 years, we wouldn't even be discussing this. This be the Knicks against who in the finals. Okay? Because that's what we'd be talking about. But we don't know. And RJ's 22. It would make sense for them to grow the whole team together. It would make sense to do that. But a lot of people are looking for, because it's right there right now. The Knicks are right there. And so, like I said, a Jeremy Grant, a Mikal Bridges, it wouldn't even take a superstar. Those two dudes ain't superstars. But a polished, two-way, knockdown shooter, defensive guy, like a Grant or a Mikal Bridges would bring the Knicks over the top. Now, looking at the Nets, I don't think McCall's going to be leaving there because I feel like they're going to get better as this season gets on. I'm just remembering now, all of these guys just came together at the trade deadline. So they got to learn to play together, execute together, so on and so forth. And they still are number 5 in the East. Number 6 in the East right now. They beat Boston last Friday. Beat them pretty nicely too. So I don't know how Brooklyn, and Nick Claxton is an up and coming young 5. That's a major cog for their defense. So I don't know, they may finish in the top 6 and perform very well in the playoffs. Then McCall's not leaving. Okay, they're going to keep him because he would be a main piece going forward, right? Grant is saying all the right things because he would say all the right things. He's not going to tell you he's leaving Portland right now, but he has not signed an extension. And I don't care what he says. Until his name is on the dotted line in this summer, he's available. Okay? He's available. And he's unrestricted. He did that on purpose. Okay? Because being unrestricted makes Portland have to go deep in their pocket to keep him. Okay? Or he's gone. So that's the issue right now. So I'm not saying it's a lock that Grant comes to New York. No, it's not. Any of the 29 or 28 other teams could get him. But the Knicks would be in a strong position. Strong position. See? So I don't know if the New York management wants to just ride with RJ. And they could do that. Ride with RJ. And, let's grow organically and try to win this chip. That would be great. That's a great story, isn't it? Or you go get Grant and you're in the ECF again next year anyway. So I don't know. We're going to see what happens. But speaking of RJ, again, last night, Barrett had 29. He was great yesterday. 11 boards, 3 assists. He was really good yesterday. He's much better. Barrett, at this stage of his career, is a really good player when he has Mitchell Robinson behind him. When he's playing with a rim protecting 5 like Mitchell Robinson, he's really good. And you know what? That might be what we need going forward. See, so that the health of Robinson at this stage, it may not be that way his whole career, but at this stage, at age 22 in year 4, the health of Mitchell Robinson will give you the barometer of the defensive abilities of R.J. Barrett. Therefore, the forward progress of the entire Knicks team. So we'll see. But I could see them just riding with RJ because they did draft him. He's their number 3 overall pick. He is just 22 years old. He does have a very bright future. going forward. So they may just keep him. I think it's going to depend on how we perform in the playoffs. But listen, based on what they're doing right now, the Knicks are a problem. Okay, what we got right now? What we got right now is a juggernaut. That's what we got right now. They're going Boston. They should have won that game yesterday. I mean, look, they came off they lost to us last Monday. Last week, I think it was Monday. They lost to Brooklyn on Friday. Okay? They're the second. They won 45 games. So here you're thinking, they're going to come all cylinders blazing. Even without Robert Williams III. They got it. You don't become that good, just depending on a guy like Robert Williams III. He's very important, no doubt, but they've been winning without Jaylen Brown. As long as they got Tatum and Smart, they seem to be winning. Or two of the Tatum Smart Brown combination, they seem to be fine. So and that kid Mazzulla is doing a tremendous job over there. So they are really, they were primed to win this game. I was not expecting the Knicks to win this game. In fact, I said it repeatedly yesterday. The Knicks have no business winning this game. But they did. Tells me a couple of things which we kind of know. It's official now. The Knicks have the Celtics number. See, every team has that kryptonite. Every team. We have a problem with Toronto. The Knicks. They have a problem with Toronto. Every time we play Toronto, we got a problem. I don't care what the records say. The Knicks have a problem with Boston. Okay? In this era right here. There's been different eras. But even almost every era, even in the Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish era, if you recall, Celtics had a problem with BK came. And y'all know that. Y'all would know this. No. When BK came into town, they had a problem. Okay? No matter what the schedule, what the records were. Well, it's always been about Knicks and Boston. But in this particular era, this particular year, 2022, 2023, the Knicks are kryptonite to Boston. They got them. Okay? So Boston better hope that they don't have to mess with the Knicks in the playoffs. They better hope they don't have to. Because if they do, they got a problem. Especially when Mitchell Robinson is playing. Mitchell Robinson, 13 points, 14 boards, 7 on the offensive end, 5 of 8 from the field. Defensive presence, baby. You win championships with defense. You do not win championships because you can score a lot of points in the NBA. You win championships when you get stops, when you need stops. What you saw yesterday on both sides of the ball, even though it was 131-129, it was 2 overtimes. But what you saw was defensive intensity in the playoff level yesterday. Pay attention to that game because that's how it is every game in the playoffs. Okay? You need stops. You got to get critical stops in your critical possessions. The Knicks were able to do that yesterday. That's why they won the basketball game. I mean, when you look at it, they had 54 rebounds. The Celtics had 54 rebounds. The Knicks only had 18 assists. The Celtics had 27 assists. The Knicks had 19 turnovers. The Celtics had 16 turnovers. I mean, the Knicks had 11 offensive rebounds. The Celtics had 17 offensive rebounds. How did the Knicks win this game? Getting stops in the crucial moments and then execution down the stretch. That's where Emmanuel Quickly came in. Emmanuel Quickly took the game over when he had the basketball. He was Jalen Brunson instead of Jalen Brunson yesterday. Okay, just took the game over. Okay, 15 of 28, 5 free 3-pointers, 3 of 4 from the foul line. Man. RJ, 10 of 22, 3 of 9 from the 3-point line, 6 of 9 from the foul line, 11 boards. These are young dudes. Emmanuel Quickly's 23, RJ's 22. Emmanuel Quickly's older than RJ. So he came in the league after RJ. These are young dudes. Mitch Robinson, 24. Quentin Grimes, he only scored 4 points, but he had quite an assignment yesterday guarding Jason Tatum. And they put him on both Tatum and Brown. Okay? He had quite a defensive assignment yesterday. Okay? Really. And so I wasn't expecting him to score a lot. If he did, that'd have been amazing. But I was hoping he would because I like Quentin Grimes, my man. But The defense he had to play on Brown and Tatum. Tatum had 40. Tatum was outrageous yesterday. He was outrageous. Brown had 29. They were going off, and that's what I'm saying. The Knicks beat Boston in Boston. They two top dogs scored 69 points. Okay, they get 17 offensive rebounds. They do 27 assists, and they still lose. The Knicks are for real. Okay, the Knicks are for real. 10 straight. Like I said, right now, there's one game separating them and Cleveland. And they putting a lot of pressure on Cleveland right now. Cleveland's got to really win every game. Because if they don't, the Knicks are right there. Okay? The Knicks are right there. Now, the fortunate thing for the Cleveland Cavaliers is their schedule. Now, this is the thing. Boston just lost a heartbreaker to us last night. Guess who they play today? Boston plays Cleveland today in Boston. The Knicks, and then Cleveland goes to Miami and plays in Miami twice this week. So out of that minefield, right, I'm thinking they go 1-2. They win one of those 3 games and lose 2 of them. I cannot see Boston losing tonight. After losing that double overtime, now they're gonna be tired. Everybody's gonna be tired, but I can't see that happening tonight. It's gonna be something. Now the Knicks play the Hornets, and don't sleep on any team in the league, right? But I'm just saying this. I think I can say this conservatively. The Knicks' chances of beating the Hornets in Madison Square Garden tomorrow night are statistically greater than Cleveland's chances of beating Boston in Boston tonight. I mean, right? I mean, I'm just being conservative. So the Knicks, and I'm not trying to discount Charlotte. It is the league. So the Knicks' chances of beating Charlotte are higher than the Cleveland chances of beating Boston. And then Cleveland chances of beating Boston and then Miami twice in the same week. What am I saying? The Knicks have an opportunity to take the 4th seed this week. And they've won 9 straight. Now, the Knicks are going on the road. Now, normally for teams, if I say they're going on the road, you automatically think, oh man, that's going to be difficult. Not for the Knicks. The Knicks have actually played better on the road, including last night, including Friday in Miami. They played better on the road than they play at Madison Square Garden. So they got Charlotte at the Garden. They got Sacramento on Thursday. Sacramento's really good. They're number 3 in the West. They probably gonna move up because Memphis, losing John Morant for a couple of games, and Sacramento is only 1 game behind Memphis right now. So I can see Sacramento catching them. But so the Knicks play Sacramento. They go on the West Coast trip. Then they play, after Sacramento, they're going to play the Lakers. No, they play the Clippers and stay in LA and play the Lakers. Then they go to Portland and visit Cam Reddish and them and play the Trailblazers. So we got a 4-game West Coast swing. Sacramento's not going to be an easy game. They're good this year. This Mike Brown, I think he should be the coach of the year. And, I'm Tibbs high, and I give Tibbs all credit, but I wasn't expecting Tibbs to fail like some of y'all expecting anyway. But Mike Brown, Sacramento has been a dumpster fire for a long time. Right? They haven't been good since White Chocolate played there. Honestly, they haven't been good since White Chocolate played there, and Chris Webber and them. So this Mike Brown brought them up. So now them being the 3rd seed in the West and threatening for the 2nd seed, he got to give them. So they're not going to be easy. This is going to be a tough game. But if the Knicks can pull out that one, I'm very confident they can beat both LA teams. Not easy, but they can. And then there's Portland. So if they win against Charlotte, that'll be 10 straight. 10 straight. And I'm figuring if they can split their road trip 2-2, we'll be in good shape. Okay, we'll be in good shape. So if they win against Charlotte and a loss in Boston by Cleveland, the Knicks would be tied with Cleveland for the fourth seed in the East. And then it would be big time because Cleveland has to go to Miami and play, and the Knicks have to go to Sacramento. Both of them tough games on the road for both teams. And so we would see what happens there. Very interesting, Knicks Nation. So the Knicks are within striking distance of the fourth seed. We here. What else can you say? We here. The Juggernaut is here. Tom Thibodeau let the dogs out. The Juggernaut is here. Jalen Brunson was able to rest. And you know what? Look, I hope he rests against Charlotte too. Because then he goes on the road and we got him back and we ready to fold, man. We got the whole, because I think, IQ got it handled from this point. You know what I mean? So let him handle his business in the Garden against Charlotte. And then I think Jalen Brunson should come back against Sacramento. I'm surprised Brunson even missed the game because Brunson tough as nails, so he must be in pain. So for him to miss a game like that, especially a big game in Boston. So if he's really sore still, his ankle, whatever, hey, chill until Thursday, and then let IQ do his thing. And so I think we're in good shape. That's what I'm saying. We got our starting point guard hurt, and we're not missing a beat. We won 9 straight. We can win 10 straight tomorrow night if we beat Charlotte at Madison Square Garden. I don't think we're going to get a letdown from the Knicks. They're going to come ready because they can taste this now. They're going to come ready to play. I'm expecting on an improvement level. I want to see Julius. I hope Charlotte comes at him with the double team when his back is turned. I want to see him look for that open spot. What he got to do, and this is, this is the league, so it's hard. It's not easy. So, but what he has to know is this. This is going to sound simplistic, but it's true. He turns his back to spin. He's got to know automatically a guy is coming at his back, and he's got to throw the ball in that direction over that guy's head or around that guy. So if he does his spin move and the guy is coming to his back, then whoever that guy is running from is open, right? So then the guy that's going to do the double, whoever was guarding him has to cut, and Julius has to know, without even looking, he has to know that that guy's going to be open over there. He has to be ready to throw that ball. That's what he has to do. Okay. So then what they're going to do is try to counter it, and they're going to switch, and then one guy is going to double him, and another guy that will be open they're going to rotate. He's got to know the other side of the court somebody's going to be open, and he usually knows that one. But we'll see. This is going to be just, to me, Charlotte represents practice. I'm just saying, I'm not disrespecting them, but it represents practice against stuff like that. This game against Boston yesterday was really good in that regard. It was good for us to understand what's coming at us. Boston's one of the top defensive teams in the league. So for us to do what we did yesterday against them was big time. And to face that type of defense, you got to get used to that, because that's the playoff defense right there. Okay? That's playoff defense. So, man, 9 straight. If they win against Charlotte, it'll be 10 straight. I think they won 9 straight was the most they won 2 years ago. This will be the second stretch of 8 or more that they won. They beat Charlotte. They get their 40th win. We here. We got the Juggernaut, y'all. We here. We got the Juggernaut. Only question is, we're going to be the 4th or the 5th seed, which means, are we going to be at home court advantage, or Cleveland going to be at home court? It could be us in Cleveland, 4th and 5th. That's what's happening right now. Okay, unless Philly goes on a long losing streak, I don't think that's going to happen. But this is the situation. We're in a good position. So I guess, we're not firing Tom Thibodeau. I guess we're not firing Leon Rose. I guess James Dolan's all right. Yeah, let's move forward. Shalom.